you will spend approximately 90,000 hours of your life working. Your ancient ancestor spent 15,000. You are not more productive. You are not more successful. You are not building a better world. You are simply working 6 times as much as every human being who ever lived before 10,000 years ago. And you have never once asked why. For 290,000 years, every single person who ever lived woke up when their body decided it was finished sleeping, looked at the sky, and then did whatever they felt like doing. And the evidence suggests they were significantly healthier, less stressed, and more socially connected than you are right now. So, what did they actually do all day? Let's start with the number that changes everything. Marshall Solins, University of Chicago, 1972. One of the most uncomfortable findings in the history of anthropology. After reviewing data from hunter-gatherer groups across multiple continents, Solins concluded that ancient humans spent an average of 15 to 20 hours per week on survival activities. Not per day, per week. The remaining 50-plus hours of every week were unstructured, unscheduled, unowned by anyone. Nobody wanted to believe it. It meant that everything we had built, every alarm, every schedule, every career ladder, was not an upgrade. It was a trade, and we got the worst end of it. Solins called hunter-gatherers the original affluent society, not because they had much, but because they wanted little, got it quickly, and spent the rest of their time doing exactly what they felt like doing. The data kept being confirmed everywhere researchers looked. Richard Lee studied the Kungsan people of the Kalahari Desert in 1968. Adults spent an average of 2.5 days per week acquiring food. The remaining 4.5 days were spent resting, visiting, talking, and doing nothing in particular. The rest belonged to them. Frank Marlowe's decade-long study of the Hadza people of Tanzania confirmed the same pattern. Adult men averaged 6.4 hours of all activities combined per day. Women averaged 8.3 hours. Everything after that was genuinely free. So what did a day actually look like? The morning started with no alarm and no urgency. Waking happened with natural light, slowly. The first activity was never work. Jerome Silberbauer lived with the G/WI people of the Kalahari for years. What he found in the mornings surprised him. 2 to 3 hours of nothing but being together, talking, tending the fire, watching the light change, before anyone did anything useful at all. Breakfast was informal, whatever remained from the previous day, a piece of fruit grabbed while walking past a bush. There was no meal preparation, no schedule, no place to be. The decision about what the group would do that day was made collectively, casually, the same way you might decide with friends what to do on a weekend afternoon. Except every day was a weekend afternoon. Then came the actual work, and it was shorter than you think. Hunting, the activity we most romanticize when imagining ancient life, was not a daily event. Hadza men hunted successfully roughly once every 3 to 4 days. Each successful hunt required approximately 4 to 5 hours of effort, which means, on most days, there was no hunting at all. And on the days there was, it was finished by midday. Gathering was even more efficient. A Kungsan woman could gather enough food to feed her family in 3 hours. Not 3 hours of backbreaking labor. 3 hours of walking through familiar landscape, selecting plants she had known since childhood, talking with the other women doing the same thing. The work was the conversation. They were the same thing. Tool making and maintenance averaged 1 to 2 hours per day. Done while talking, done while children watched and learned without anyone calling it school. The transmission of every skill an ancient human needed to survive happened through proximity and observation, not instruction. By early afternoon, the work was done. And then came the part of ancient life that almost no written history has ever recorded. Because nothing happened, and nothing happening is not a story anyone thinks to write down. The afternoon was the longest unstructured period of the day. Researchers studying modern hunter-gatherer groups documented what filled it. Napping, not laziness. The natural result of having actually finished what you needed to do. Playing. Physical games, competitive games, games with no purpose beyond enjoyment. Grooming. Picking through each other's hair the way primates do. Not because they were dirty, but because touch is how the body says, I trust you. We replaced it with conversation eventually, but the need it served never went away. And talking. Anthropologist Polly Weissner spent years documenting conversation patterns among the Jew/Hwanzi Bushmen. During daylight hours, roughly 80% of conversation was practical. Logistics, food, resources, plans. But the afternoon and evening conversations were different. They wandered. They told stories. They discussed people who weren't there. They gossiped. They laughed. The afternoon was when humans became human. Not during the hunt. During the hours after it, when there was nothing left to do but be together. The skeletal evidence confirms what the time studies suggest. Hunter-gatherer skeletons are remarkable. Taller than early farmers. Better teeth. teeth, less arthritis, lower rates of infection markers in the bone. The transition to agriculture, which we have been taught to think of as the great human advancement, was catastrophically bad for the individual human body. Mark Nathan Cohen and George Armalagos analyzed skeletal remains from the agricultural transition in 1984 and found that the shift to farming produced shorter lifespans, smaller statures, worse dental health, and significantly higher rates of infectious disease. The people who stopped hunting and gathering and started farming worked more, ate less variety, got sicker, and died younger. We call that progress. Now here's the part that should make you genuinely uncomfortable. The art happened in the afternoons. The cave paintings at Lascaux, the carved Venus figurines found across Paleolithic sites in Europe, the shell beads from Blombos Cave in South Africa, 100,000 years old, perforated with stone tools, arranged by color, worn as decoration. Someone made jewelry before they made cities. The bone flute found at Hohle Fels in Germany, 40,000 years old, still playable. Someone sat down and made music, not for survival, not for any practical reason, because they had time and they felt like it. The oldest art in human history wasn't made by people struggling to survive. It was made by people who had finished their responsibilities by midday and had the rest of the day to do whatever they wanted with. Everything you have ever called culture, music, visual art, storytelling, decoration, ceremony, originated in the unstructured afternoon hours of people who worked 15 to 20 hours a week and spent the rest of their time being human. And then agriculture arrived, and we gave all of it up. Not because farming was better, the skeletons are clear that it wasn't. Farming produced more food produced more children. More children required more farming required schedules. Schedules required enforcement. Enforcement required hierarchy. Hierarchy required laws. Laws required states. And 10,000 years after that chain reaction began, you woke up to an alarm this morning. Here's what's worth sitting with. The average modern person in an industrialized country works approximately 90,000 hours over the course of their lifetime. Your ancient ancestor worked somewhere around 15,000. You are working 6 times as much as every human being who lived before 10,000 years ago. And the research on well-being, social connection, sleep quality, and reported life satisfaction consistently shows that modern humans are not 6 times happier, healthier, or more fulfilled than hunter-gatherers. We are, by most measures, significantly less so. Your ancestor woke up with no alarm, talked with their family while the fire came back to life, went out for a few hours, came back, ate, napped, played, talked until dark, made something beautiful if they felt like it, slept when they were tired. They called that Tuesday. You call it a vacation, and you only get 2 weeks of it a year.